Okay, so over here in the corner, I drew my parasite Naegleria fowleri. As you can see, it has like this little suction cup looking thing. We'll get into that in a little bit. But pretty much what happens is, imagine that you're swimming in fresh water, maybe a lake or a river, or maybe you're even just using a neti pot, which a neti pot is this device that you fill with water, and people use it to clear their sinuses. Anyways, what happens is the parasite will enter through your nose. It doesn't enter through your eyes, your mouth, your ears, or your skin. It only can cause infection through the nasal passage. So over here, I drew a side view of a face. We have our nose and our mouth. So the parasite's going to enter through the nose. Enters through the nose. And it's going to find these nerves right here. And these nerves are called our olfactory nerves. And I'm sure all of us in this class know, but our olfactory nerves are what allows us to smell. But these olfactory nerves go up into the brain through what's called our cribriform plate. So our cribriform plate, I drew right there. Cribriform plate. And our cribriform plate is a super dense bone. It doesn't really allow anything to pass through besides olfactory nerves. So things like parasites and bacteria cannot get through to our brain because of this plate. But olfactory nerves go right through. And they go through these very small little holes. So Naegleria fowleri invades our olfactory nerves and then gets through to our brain. And once it gets to our brain, it quite literally starts eating away at our brain tissue using the little suction cup that we had talked about earlier to burrow itself deeper and deeper into our brain. As you can imagine, this is going to cause a huge immune response to our central nervous system. And this is a very important part because even though our immune system is meant to kill off this parasite, it actually causes a ton of inflammation on the brain. And that's a huge problem because we have a skull. So the brain starts swelling, but it only can swell so much before it has no more room. And once it has no more room, it then starts pushing itself through the cavity that our brainstem goes through, causing a bunch of pressure on our brainstem, which is a huge problem because this pressure is now going to affect things like our breathing and our movement. So this swelling is ultimately what is the reason that Naegleria fowleri is fatal. And Naegleria fowleri actually causes the disease called PAM. PAM stands for primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. Meningoencephalitis. Let me not spell this wrong. Cephalitis. So primary stands for original. Amoebic stands for amoeba, which Naegleria fowleri is an amoeba, which is a parasite. And meningo stands for meninges, which meninges are what covers our brain. So meningo stands for meninges. Encephal stands for, it's just another word for brain. And itis stands for inflammation. So pretty much inflammation in the brain. And PAM is actually what causes death. Thanks for watching.